lack of discipline to start with. A terrible lack of discipline, in terms of penalties, in terms of looking after the ball, in terms of working within, the systems that have been put in place. I thought our ability to defend back to backs, at times I just thought defensively, we were paddling and looked legless at times. I thought we just couldn't win anywhere near enough tackles. And I think, as the game went on, we were just pinballing and side to side and coming up with poor decisions, and it became very much an individual performance and who can come up with a play rather than going through any sort of offensive process and playing with your eyes up. We talked before the game about these type of games and gifting energy to the opposition. I think first set we go flying out of the line and open up a line break, then not catching kickoffs. It's been a bit symptomatic of probably the season so far. But I thought we took it to a whole new level today, and something else we talked about. Well, the sum of a team can be greater than its parts, and if you look down the respective rosters, we've got a very strong team out with the greatest respect to Bradford, but I just thought they played collectively, with more energy than us and didn't come up with the same, lacks of discipline in error. So, we probably got what we deserved.
You could have got a draw at the end, though.
Yeah, it probably been a little bit unjust, and I say the way we went about it always left us chasing the game. I don't think we'd have had to do much more, to come up with something down the other end at times. But as I say, it just became so disjointed and so error-ridden. Turning the ball over on last plays, without too much, without asking too many questions and competing on last plays, just criminal and not up to standard, really.
Bittersweet for Callum McClellan scoring his first tries for the club, but he's in a losing style.
Yeah, I think it's really hard for an half-back to come in when we're talking about the offence being disjointed. If you think one man is going to carry an offence, I thought early doors he showed what he can do, getting a bit of shape organised and running and coming up with a good try. But very, very difficult when everything's so frantic and probably, so carefree in attack at times. And first half, I think they finished the first half with something like 35 more plays than us. It's hard to be an half-back when you've not got the ball and not got it in good areas too. So, I weren't too disappointed with Callum's performance. A very difficult one for him.
Was any of that psychological? People thinking it was going to be easier than it was, and then suddenly chasing it? And
you can sort of only guard against that, and there's certainly been no lack of respect for Bradford and where they could be strong within this game, and like I talked about earlier, how we could sort of kill their energy and rob them of energy. But it's no good just talking about it. You've got to get out there and have the sort of desire and want to do it. It's been a I guess a mentally testing and fatiguing week, but that would be just diverting. That would just be diverting attention away from our performance, in all honesty.
How on earth are you going to get them up for?
Good question. Thursday. Good question. But we have seen some performances like this and some turnarounds before. But again, looking at what we do earlier in the week, Pete, but there's some things that we've just got to try and address. And find out what our short-term wins are going to be. Because from a moral standpoint, that's as bad as it gets, really.
Have you any idea, Richard, how long you'll be in position in terms of being head coach?
Maybe tomorrow morning after that, probably. As you said at the press conference this week, you'll understand the speed in which events happened last week. And my conversations with the club were just about taking training tomorrow and trying to get us through this game. And that's as far as it's gone, really. So I'm not too sure, and I'm probably not the person to ask for that. But while I am, you know, I'll work hard and continue to do my best. And you know, it's really important. You know, we're in a critical position. We're in a real critical position. You know, there's no shying away from the fact. We've got to roll our sleeves up and dig in and try and fix up some of the mistakes and, you know, poor discipline errors and, you know, poor efforts indeed that we've seen today. But we'll try and do that.